Okay. I look satisfied because I'm looking out on my driveway and I've just gotten home. It's 4:32. I'm inside. I got home around 4 o'clock. Here's Julia. And as soon as I got home, here's Julia. Here's Julia. What was I saying? I just got home, and as soon as I got home, backed my car in. I'm still so proud of that. How many years should I have been doing that? And I would have been way better at it. But no, I had to learn it. Yes, we would all have been better off backing in, but no. Anyway, I'm looking out at my freshly shoveled driveway. Yeah, when I left this morning, there was snow on the ground. That was all that happened last night. There was no big deal. There was no need to, have a snow day. Not really. Not really. Okay, the drive was not great, but we've done it before, right? It's not a big deal. So I got to work, but not that many students got to school. So it was sort of, somebody should have told the students that it was not a snow day. We told the students that if there's a snow day, the school will let you know. But no, they're going, teacher, is it a snow day? Anyway, minimal number of students. Too bad. So I canceled the task that I was going to, the writing task that was supposed to show up on Friday, and postponed it to Monday. Now, I'm sorry, Hanadi, I cannot postpone the writing task for you till Tuesday because we're starting a new unit, okay? If you schedule your driving lesson on a school afternoon, I know driving lessons are not that easy to come by, but yeah, it's bound to happen, so sorry. But anyway, that's what I say a lot, right? I say anyway. Other people are annoying and say other things. I say anyway. Yes, Julia. Twitch your tail elsewhere. I'm worried about Floyd. She is not behaving Floyd normally. Yeah, I think she's coming to the end of her years. I'll have to see. I'll have to see. Anyway. Yeah, so we had a short day today, of course. Not that much to do, being as I didn't give a task, so I did Terry Fox. Yeah, great. My last Canadian. And, there was nothing else. It was kind of boring. I should have started off with a different something. But all we did was Terry Fox, That took up everything. Should have done something else. Yes. Maybe I'll just transfer that to Monday. Yes. That's what I'll do. I'll start off with that. Go into the task. Then move on with something else. That's my plan. I'll try that. See how it goes. That's my plan, okay? If I forget, I come back to here. That's my plan. Oh, cripes. In days like this, we end up sometimes standing in the hall talking to each other. And I usually don't have much to say, right? I'm not a big talker when I'm with other people. Maybe I talk a lot to you guys. but I'm not a big talker. So, but sometimes I have something to contribute to the conversation, or I want to say something else, or maybe I'm wanting to talk to that person that everyone else is talking to, or who is talking to everyone else, and I want to get my word in, but I can't get my word in edgewise. Can't get it in frontwise, backwise, or edgewise. Because some people have this knack for talking and filling the airspace. And it's not like they talk a lot, but when they talk, they don't leave room for you to get a word in edgewise. And that's one of my coworkers. And I have tried to figure out what she does, because there's just about only she's. Okay, there aren't many he's around. The one he that was in our hallway, he's on a stress leave. He's on a stress leave. So the only other he is Ben from the other school, who's here because he's the IT person. And or has decided to help with the Chromebook connectioning stuff. Anyway, he's really cool. I've mentioned this before. He's a nice guy. He's one of the few guys. There's Lou, Ben, Doug. Doug's stress leave. There's some other guy, but I don't know. I think he's just a supply teacher. Anyway. So we were standing in the hallway talking as Ben was going from one room to another, and we caught him in between. And this woman who talks and fills the space was just talking and filling the space. And I don't know how she does it. I'll have to record her sometime and listen to see how she fills the airspace so fully that you can't get in a word. I guess she always has something to add to the end of her point. And then she adds more, and she adds more. She never finishes. And so I'm standing there going, I should have you there to voice. Hi, Julia. Hi, Julia. Hi, Julia. You don't like that. You don't like that, do you? No. So, but I want to check. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'm not afraid of Julia, but I don't like getting swatted. I'm afraid of her claws. So there's no hockey game tonight, right? It's tomorrow. Tomorrow they play. Let's check that out. Who do they play? The Red Wings. Ooh, Son and me will be watching the same game. So there's nothing on in terms of hockey tonight. Last night I watched Grey's Anatomy, not Grey's Anatomy, Grey's Anatomy for the first time in a long time. That was fun. That was fun. Yeah, that was fun. I like watching Grey's Anatomy. Actually mentioned it over lunch. There were actually multiple people at lunch. And by golly, someone else spoke up, and well, the only other person who was actually sitting there listening to me, and mentioned that she also liked Grey's Anatomy. That she also likes watching those medical shows. I grew up on medical shows because my mother liked watching, those medical mystery shows. So I'm sure she would have watched, okay, Buddy, Buddy. The guy with the cane whose name would come to me like that if I weren't trying to tell you about him. Anyway, she watched all those medical shows. way before they were fashionable, when they started being fashionable. Marcus Welby, MD. I remember that only because she watched it. Marcus Welby, MD. Oh, what was that all about? I have no idea. I was too young, but I remember we watched that. Marcus Welby, MD. Yes, yes. Wow. I was very young, and yet I remember that. So, Grey's Anatomy is my show, yes. Ugh, come on, brain. Pull that out of that recess. Bring it to the tongue. Buddy. Cannot remember his name. I should really name my next dog Buddy, which is what I worked. The first person that I ever worked for when I was in this industry. Thank you for presenting me with my future, because I started working for her, and she needed and because I was adept at using, I had just started using computers because of my husband, and because I wrote, I also liked writing, so I wrote articles for the local newspaper, the St. George Lance. And so I wrote a few articles. I wrote letters to the editor complaining about certain things, and started writing for her, and started typing letters for her and stuff like that. One thing led to another. She sent me as her employee to a workshop, how to use Adobe Illustrator. So I was there in the beginning, learning how to draw with Adobe Illustrator. Oh, artist that I am, learning how to draw on this. Oh, it was fantastic. I loved it. Oh, it just fed my needs. So I continued writing for her, being a reporter, producing articles, researching things, typing things for her. I was data input person. And then my husband and I started our own paper. Later on. And then, just one thing led to another. I started working for a printer. Hey, my first job in the printing industry. And so on and so forth. Anyway, now I can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah. Really? I was talking about Marcus Welby, MD. Whoa. Hey, Maxton, where did that take me? So I worked for her. Hi, Julia. Pass on by. This seems like deja vu. Oh, there's my... Okay, let's go back to being relaxing, having just come home from work, and pleased that my driveway is shoveled. Yes, because I left and there was this much snow and I drove over it, all right? Now there is not that much snow. My other shovel, which I dug out of the shed, so much better than, well, it's not so much better, it's somewhat better. It's ergonomic. I really don't know how, the ergonomics of that curve works, because one or the other doesn't do anything to my back. But it's a shovel that's in better shape than the shovel I have. So it is shoveled. And I'm content. And the only thing I have left to do within the next 15 minutes is to do the kitty litter, which I am avoiding by talking about work. Talking to each other in the hallway. That isn't what I wanted to say, though. New St. George Lance, Dumfries Reformer. Why did I get onto that? I'm going to have to rewind and see. Anyway, not important. No hockey game on tonight. No. I'm sure you're yelling at me going, Monica, you were going to say this about... I don't know. I was distracted by Julia coming across multiple times. Yes, so... Oh, Buddy! Buddy! Yes. So I worked for Carol Kozak on the St. George Lance. And Carol Kozak had a boyfriend. And Carol Kozak, while she had this boyfriend, got the dog. And her boyfriend was Newfie. So this puppy, this lovely, cute little... Not a Dandy Dinmont, no, not so. It was a white, short-haired white... No, not short-haired. Dog breed that I cannot remember, that she decided to call Buddy because her boyfriend was a Newfie, and Newfies call everything Buddy, which is why I call the ants that I see crawling on the bathroom floors Buddy. Buddy! I call everything Buddy because of Carol Kozak. No, because I live close to Newfies, and when I call everything Buddy. Anyway, Carol Kozak got this dog when she had a boyfriend who was Newfie, and thus her dog's name was Buddy. Well, she, being the kind of person that she is, broke up quickly with this guy and was left with her dog named Buddy, which she regretted. But it was too late. Dog knew its name. Buddy. Yes. So all the ants that I see crawling on the floor in the washrooms are called Buddy. No. It's just one ant. The one that I've known ever since I was working in Mississauga. I saw it on the floor of the washroom in Mississauga. Hey, Buddy, nice to see you again. And then 20 years later, Buddy shows up. In Kitchener, no less. In Kitchener. On the floor of the washroom. Must be the same ant, right? How could there be two ants on a washroom floor? Gotta be the same ant. I see your elbow. Well, there's no elbow there. There's just fur. Coming by? I know, I poked you and I didn't make it through. All I hid was fur. Coming through. Okay, so I should clean the kitty litter. I'm not doing any vacuuming except in the bathroom. Yes, so I shoveled the driveway, and as I was at the very front, at the road, shoveling, where it's wet and heavy, whereas everywhere else it's light and fluffy. At the road, it was wet and heavy because there's salt. And passage of cars, and it's darker, and, you know, the sun has melted, and things are wet. I got to the front there, and it was slippery. And I thought, why are you not wearing your ice shoes, your ice boots? Because you want to wear them around the house a little bit more, just to be checking if they're... Oh, but I hate wearing them around the house because they feel like they're grabbing, right? Because they have grabby. I mean, they are grabby. I don't care. They are somewhat grabby, okay? Really? 20 minutes. Okay, I have grabby boots. Really, trust me. I'm going to try